The Islamic Republic of Afghanistan is a landlocked, mineral-rich country in Central Asia. It is bordered by Pakistan to the south and east, Iran to the west, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, and Tajikistan to the north, and has a small border with China in its far northeast. Afghanistan's population of approximately 32 million is both ethnically and linguistically diverse. The Pashtun people are the country's largest ethnic group, followed by Tajiks, Hazaras, Uzbeks, Turkmeni, Baluchis, and several other smaller groups. Almost all Afghanis are Muslim. An estimated 80 to 90% practice Sunni Islam, while the rest are followers of the Shia branch of the religion. The country's largest city and capital, Kabul, seen here, has a population of over 1 million people. Houses in Afghan cities traditionally are made of mud bricks, and they usually face into walled inner courtyards. In the cities, shops and businesses often face out to the streets on the opposite sides of the courtyard walls. Afghanistan, however, is one of the least urbanized countries in the world, with roughly 3/4 of the population living in rural settings. Most rural people work as farmers, or they graze livestock, mainly sheep and goats. A typical rural Afghani farmhouse is seen here. Due to the country's high level of poverty, many Afghan farmers raise poppies, from which the narcotic opium is derived. They grow this harmful crop because it is much more profitable than raising cotton or wheat. It's estimated that 90% of the world's heroin originates from the poppy fields of Afghanistan. As a result, narcotic addiction is a very serious problem in the country, and high levels of corruption among police and government officials is commonplace due to the illegal drug trade. About half of the men and 2/3 of the women in Afghanistan are unable to read and write. But some boys attend Islamic religious schools called madrasas, where they memorize the Quran. Although girls do attend school in some areas, Afghani social and religious traditions tend to discourage the education of females. Afghan society is organized into tribal and family groups that follow their own particular customs. And in Afghanistan, fighting among the various groups seems to be never-ending. Currently, the Taliban, a violent and strict Islamist organization, is engaged in an active struggle with the Afghan government and their NATO allies to regain political control of the nation. Being a landlocked country, Afghanistan possesses a continental climate which features cold winters and hot summers. With its higher elevations experiencing longer periods of frigid weather than its lower elevations. And due to its limited rainfall, large amounts of territory in Afghanistan are treeless. Geographically, Afghanistan is quite mountainous, with a rugged area of central highland ranges that lie to the west of the towering Hindu Kush Mountains, which dominate the landscape in the far northeast of the country. Afghanistan's highest peak, which rises up nearly 24,600 feet high, is located in the Hindu Kush Range. The numerous river valleys that lie between the Afghan ranges have enough water running through them from higher elevation snowmelt to irrigate their small fields. It's sad to note that the cliffs overlooking this Afghan farming valley were once home to giant ancient statues of the Buddha, until in 2001, the Taliban blew them to bits. In the north, Afghanistan's mountainous lands flatten out into the Turkestan Plains along the Amu River. And in its southwest, the mountains transition into the flat, arid lands of the Dashti Margo and the Registan deserts. The southern Afghan lowlands see summer temperatures that average around 95 degrees Fahrenheit. In some of these areas, farms existed not that long ago, but the agricultural land has turned to dust as a result of drought, overgrazing, and the removal of protective vegetation for firewood.